Hi, friends, and a most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome inside Fred Rust Arena. Delaware Hockey Network coverage of University of Delaware ACHA men's. You with us from wherever you may be here on the Delaware Hockey Network. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box. And the Hens on a 4-game heater, looking to maintain their newfound momentum with wins over Colorado State, Syracuse twice, and now Pitt, carrying them into the second game near side, holding the zone for the Panthers, but Gott recovers and clears. Here's Lowe trying to split defenders off the pass up the middle. He's bodied off the puck. He stays with it. So, with a goal and a helper in the Blue Hens' 6-3 decision over the Pitt Panthers. Mason Moore, Tommy Tracy, Leighton Bajsadecki, and Cody Diaz all finding the back of the Pitt net as well. Cody Diaz, little net front dangle and deke to beat Elijah Wiltshire for what for Cody was his 7th goal of the season. Hens steadily outpacing the Panthers all through the game last night, and it was the empty netter from Tommy Tracy with 99 seconds to go that put a bow on Delaware's 15th win of the season. Hens will once again call on Jacob Snellenberg tonight, improving to 11-7-2 with his 30-save effort last evening. And we'll meet the rest of the starters on the other side of this timeout. You're watching the Delaware Hockey Network on the 412, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Delaware in their military appreciation sweaters taking the ice, and we're going to head inside the glass right now to meet tonight's starting lineups. Hockey fans, good evening and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League present a men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Panthers of the University of Pittsburgh and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the Pitt Panthers, coached by Stu Rolnick. Starting in goal, number 29, Sam Coppola. On defense, number 19, Brady Rotolo, and number 27, Sawyer Smith. At left wing, number 6, Eddie Pezzo. At right wing, number 12, Colby Bilski. And at center, number 11, Josh Rip. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. On defense from Morris Plains, New Jersey, number 5, Jack Keller. And from Maple Glen, Pennsylvania, number 2, Ryan Warner. Starting at left wing from Spring Lakes, New Jersey, number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. At right wing from Mount Airy, Maryland, number 28, Tommy Tracy. And starting at center from Neenah, Wisconsin, your captain, number 37, Cody Diaz. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer and Jason Baines, assisted by Dominic Lignelli and Mark Zezut, and also assisted by Student Director of Operations, Ellie Bates. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Ian DeLong and John Poling, and linespeople Bryce Lindsay and Colby Sakuma. Fans, as we celebrate Military Appreciation Night here at Fred Rust Arena, we welcome to center ice the following members of the United States Armed Forces. Presenting the colors, Tech Sergeant Brown, Tech Sergeant D'Alessandro, Sergeant Jameer Powell, and SPC Mandrell Bass. We also welcome from the Dover Air Force Base, Staff Sergeant J.V. Santos, Staff Sergeant Kelton Sands, Airman First Class Jordan Salvamini, and Airman First Class Nathan Myers. From the Delaware National Guard, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Chris Slicer, Chaplain Andrew Werner, Technical Sergeant Michael Carl, Sergeant First Class Kurt Lichtenstein, Airman First Class Purna Patel, Major General James A. Benson, and Sergeant First Class Terrence Johnson. As the Hens prepare for each game, they do so with the strength of those who came before them, the heroes who fought, protected, and made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you to our Armed Forces members for being here tonight and for your service to this nation. Sergeant First Class Kurt Lichtenstein will now present a ceremonial puck drop. Cody, Brady, please join Sergeant Lichtenstein at center ice. Thank you, gentlemen. And now, fans, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice, as joining us to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, bagpiper Joe Murphy III. Thank you, Joe. Thank you to the members of the United States Armed Forces joining us this evening for your service to our nation and the ideals upon which it was built. And without further ado, Panthers, Blue Hens, let's play hockey. Handshakes all around between local military members and the Delaware Blue Hens, decked out in their military appreciation tan sweaters tonight, and they'll move left to right in opening period action. Pitt, clad in white this evening, will travel from right to left in opening period action. Backstop this evening by Sam Coppola, who joined action in relief last night, taking over for Elijah Wiltshire after 40 minutes. Sam 9-7-2 on the season with a .389 goals against average and a save percentage of .882 coming into the weekend. Meanwhile, for the Blue Hens, Jacob Snellenberg improved to 11-7-2 with his Friday night win. Goals against average hovering round about 3, and his save percentage holding steady just over .900. 20 minutes on the clock. The St. Louis native, Colby Sakuma, with the opening puck drop for tonight's game. Rip Diaz, here we go. Brady Rotolo launches the puck from his blue line deep into the Delaware end. It is picked up by Warner directly behind the cage, played up the far side, held in by Sawyer Smith for the Panthers. Rip bodied by Wright below the cage, now at the center of a two-a-side battle for the puck. Jack Keller there as well, trying to pitchfork the puck free for the Blue Hens. He contributed a goal and an assist in last night's 6-3 win for the Hens. Rip with a rip from the top of the left circle. Paddled aside by Snellenberg, and the rebound is pushed clear by Tracy, thrown back in from neutral ice by Colby Bilski, and the Panthers will head off for a change. Tracy gains center, but took a punishing hit from Luke Henderson. Working back into the Panthers zone. Puck ends up inside the Delaware line, where Danny Berg tried to work it forward. Tracy couldn't advance. Held up again by Henderson at center. Race for the puck in front of the Delaware bench area. Quentin Schaefer, one of 3 goal scorers for Pitt last night, along with Eddie Pezzo. And Augie Ashley, who's out of the lineup, enabled the zone entry for the Panthers. But Sawecki taking off the puck, and here come the Hens on the offensive 80 seconds in. Tommy Tracy gained the red line. Long shot. Thrown in and paddled away by Coppola to the near corner. In for the Hens comes Mason Moore, holding the zone. Net front feed to Coughlin. Unable to connect from point blank range. And the Panthers are led back the other way by Henderson. Held up on his way through neutral ice. And he turns the puck over round about the Delaware blue line. Weeks leaves it to Berg. And man to Moore. Chased down by Vecchio, but in a one-on-one, the puck was swatted out of Vecchio's reach by the back-checking Alex Peluso for the Panthers. Fresh legs on for the Blue Hens just over 2 minutes in. Henderson waiting behind his own net. Puck brought up the left wing boards by Andreas Ferrand, the brother of Dimitri, who played for Rhode Island all those years. Peluso holding the point, but he gives the puck away, and Liam Gott turns the momentum from left to right. Diagonal advancing pass finds Andrew Lowe. Playing the puck in behind the cage, trying to wrist it free was Peluso for the Panthers, but it's tied up again in the near corner. Holding the point is Burke off the failed clear. Long shot was body down amid net front congestion. And Peluso tries to wrestle the puck back away for the Pitt side. First penalty of the game, signaled by Ian DeLong. And let's see what we've got. Hooking the call, and it will be against Alex Peluso. So 2:41 into the first period. The Blue Hens head to their first Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play, desportsmed.com. The place to go to learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. The Pitt penalty was assessed to number 41, Alex Peluso. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Into the first period. Peluso 2 for hooking at 2:41. And now we head 4-on-4 as Bajsadecki gets rung up for a cross check. So 4-on-4 now for the next minute 17. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 13 seconds in the first period. Bajsadecki 2 for cross-checking at 3:13. Four minutes into the contest, and a hard shot through traffic. Off the stick of Bilski, was waffle boarded aside neatly by Snellenberg. So shots 3 aside. Here just over 4 minutes into the contest, and a fourth hit shot. This one off the stick of Matt Bobko. Denied by Snellenberg. Here come the Hens on the counterattack with Warner in a 1-on-4. Waiting for the reinforcements to come in. He chipped the puck into the far corner of the pit zone, where it's picked up by Sawecki. Cross ice feed to Bobko, nearly intercepted by Lowe. Driving forward was Gott, but he ran out of space before he could generate the shot. The Bajsadecki cross check taking away a prime man-up opportunity for the Blue Hens early in the game. And now they find themselves shorthanded for the next 24. Burke could not clear. Schaefer throws the puck net front. This is covered by Snellenberg for a pause. 5 minutes behind us. Here in the opening period, Delaware with a 6-3 win yesterday. trying to find that same momentum. But they've got to kill off the last 14 seconds of this Bisadecki cross-checking minor before they can. Josh Ripp in for the draw for the Panthers. But working the puck clear was Infanger. The sleeve numbers on those military appreciation sweaters for the Blue Hens, darn near impossible to read unless they're right in front of you, so player identification. Louis Ruel winds up, shot is saved, and here we go. Oh my goodness gracious. And Coppola looks more than rattled after that net front collision. He's down and very slow to get back up to his feet. Infanger and Smith have been sent off. Here 5:43 into the first period, and we'll get the particulars from downstairs momentarily. Coppola got his bell rung pretty well, but doesn't seem much the worse for wear as linesperson Bryce Lindsay resets the net. Presuming we'll be 4-on-4 unless there's a differential. Now Cody Diaz getting the lowdown from John Poling. Looks like there will be a differential as Infanger's number is the only one on the board. And Infanger getting a double minor for roughing. And Rotolo and Keller have to be separated now. And we've got the rest of the story for you. Here we go. The Pitt penalty was assessed to number 27, Sawyer Smith. 2 minutes for roughing. Delaware penalty assessed to number 4, Alex Infanger. 4 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 5 minutes 43 seconds in the first period. Smith, 2 for roughing. Infanger, 4 for roughing at 5:43. So the differential will put Delaware on the PK for the second time tonight. Just over 6 minutes behind us in this 0-0 contest. Rip to Peluso. Across the line to Bilski. Back it comes to Rip working the corner. Good puck movement near half of the zone. Peluso surveys his options. He leaves us across to Eddie Pezzo. Back it comes. Peluso center point. A one-timer from Bilski was blocked by Danny Berg. Gaining the puck and launching it clear was Chance DeBolt. And the Hens will change up as Coppola steadies. Coming to the 7-minute mark of the opening period. No score from Fred Rust Arena. Bolt with the takeaway from Henderson. And another long Delaware clear as the Panthers begin their second wave. And Drake Tomac unable to hold the line. Will lead to an offside infraction. Against the Panthers. 13:01 to go in the first period. We restart just above the Delaware blue line. Noss slowed up at the Delaware stripe. He turns the puck over to Burke, who threw it the length of the ice from there. Henderson takes a check. Coughlin nearly had the puck. Another penalty coming up. What have we got from John Poling? A slash with 12:40 to go. On Henderson. And we're going to be 4-on-4 for the next 23 seconds. Pitt penalty assessed to number 25, Luke Henderson, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 20 seconds in the first period. Henderson, 2 for slashing at 7:20. 5 to go on the 4-on-4. Back end Delaware Sports Medicine power play begins right now as Spinelli, who was serving the differential, heads back to the bench. Bajsadecki up the middle, hassled by Keeling. Tries to cut through the slot to no avail. Vecchio recovered. Diaz back to Vecchio behind the net. Berg's got space at the dot. Hard shot held on to by Coppola. So an attacking zone draw coming the way of the Blue Hens with 11:54 to go in the first period. A minute 14 on the man advantage, but still no score on this Saturday evening. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664. That's LONG, or visit injuryde.com. Brady Rotolo corralled a loose puck deep in his own zone. He tried to stretch it ahead to Kavalik, posting up at the Delaware blue line, but that pass was intercepted by Diaz, who drove it back up the near boards deep into the pit end. Another Rotolo clear helped along by Nate McNamara, and the Panthers will change as the Hens retreat into their own zone to set up wave 2 of this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Schaefer with the takeaway and the feed to Bobko, but he ran out of space as Coughlin angled him to the far corner. They're tied up, battling for the puck. Bobko's got it trapped in his skates in the corner boards, poked away by Weeks, and now shoveled by Snellenberg to Thomas Weeks, who waits behind his own cage as Bobko retreats to center red. The Henderson penalty has expired. Pitt back to full strength with 10:35 to go in the first period of a 0-0 game. Lowe's going to be called offside. Ten and a half to go here in the opening period of play. The offside pass ruled to have originated before center. So the restart will be just above the Delaware line. Pitt wins the draw. Throwing the puck in was Noss from the right point. Rip plays it back to Henderson, holding the line. Karam shot from Henderson to Bilski in the corner. One-timer in the low slot. Rip topped the puck and it wobbled toward the blue paint and wide of the near post. Panapresso with a takeaway at 2-on-3. Luke Panapresso's shot was paddled over the crossbar by Coppola. Bodies crash for the rebound behind the net. Panapresso to Gott, taking aim from distance. Low got stick on puck, but didn't have the angle on it midair. This is recovered by the Panthers, but not clear as Gott lunges for the biscuit to hold the zone. Just over halfway through the first period. Shots 7 aside. Snellenberg and Coppola have had all the answers on their respective ends of the ice, though, and we're scoreless here in the second half of the first period from Fred Rust Arena. Sawyer Smith from his line. Ricochets the puck off the far board. Cyrus Keeling was bothered by a host of Delaware defenders and unable to play it on. Driving back the other way for the Blue Hens was Vecchio, but he was taken off his feet as he tried to cut through the slot and generate an A-grade chance. Stretch pass from Lukac was tipped on the wrong side of center by a fellow Panther, and this will come all the way back as an icing with 9:02 to go in opening period action. And we're still scoreless. For as fast and furious as the action was at points last night, a long feeling out period between these two teams. In the second half of their weekend series, there have been chances, but none of much consequence on either side. Keller off the near glass finds Bajsadecki. Bajsadecki dodges a hit from Smith but lost the puck in the short boards near side. Recovering was Rotolo, taken off his feet. Looked like he got a high stick in the helmet, and he's down. Brady Rotolo drawing the penalty, and Panapresso, or rather Tommy Tracy it was, taking the walk of shame to the Delaware penalty box. Rung up for a high stick at 11:21. Here in opening period action. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 28, Tommy Tracy, 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 21 seconds in the first period. Tracy, 2 for high sticking at 11:21. Snellenberg with a save from an awkward angled shot far side. Pezzo works this in low to Sawecki. Around it comes to Bilski, working the near wall. Peluso back to Bilski. Shot from the top of the circle in Snellenberg's pads. A scrum net front trying to put the rebound back was Rip, but he was locked out too. So Snellenberg with a pair of rapid fire saves is 9th and 10th, keeping the Panthers scoreless. 72 seconds left on this Pitt power play. Yet to see the first lamp of the game, and here's Snellenberg answers the call again with save number 11 on the afternoon turned evening. And our first look at the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Peluso cycling the puck to Bilski, just inside the line, taking aim. And Jacob Snellenberg reels the puck in and holds on for dear life to keep this game 0-0. Coughlin flips the puck from inside his own line in behind the Pitt goal. The Hens PK will reset. Here's wave 2 for the Panthers power play led by Schaefer. Drop pass, Henderson put one on a T-net front, but it was swatted away after Snellenberg got a piece of it. Back it comes to Henderson via Noss. Thrown in from distance through traffic off Snelly's pads again. Jacob 13 for 13. Solid angles, generally good rebound control, but a couple second chance opportunities having a way to the Panthers. That being said, Snellenberg's had the upper hand on all of them. 6:54 Remaining in this opening period, face off to Snellenberg's left. Rip and DeBolt. For the far side draw. Peluso could not hold the line off the diagonal pass. Puck bounced off his stick in between the stripes. And an icing will send the Panthers all the way back into their own end, as the Tracy penalty is down to just 1 second, actually a fraction of a second. It still shows on the scoreboard in the arena, but in our scorebook it doesn't register with less than a second to go. DeBolt and Rip had to square up. Now on we go, and the Hens back to full strength as Tracy dashes 85 feet from penalty box to bench. And on to take his place is Gott. 6.5 to go. In opening period action, we are yet scoreless. On Military Appreciation Night here at Fred Rust Arena. 2-on-1. Rip and Bilski. Rip shot. Snellenberg aggressively blocking the angle and making the save, and the puck goes over the glass and out off the rebound. Face-off coming to the near side after Snellenberg makes his 14th stop of the night. 6:09 to go here in opening period play. And again, the puck launched in from distance. Snellenberg answers the call, but scrambles back to his feet. It was Kavalik, the catalyst of that attack for the Panthers, coming back with another 2-on-1. This is McNamara through the slot, and the shot at the opposite side from Sarakowski was off its mark. Gaining the puck and clearing is Louis Ruel. Spinelli couldn't swat the puck beyond center. It's kicked on by Infanger just over the Pitt blue line, where recovering is Brady Rotolo. 5.5 to go. In the first period, 0-0. In the early stages of this contest. Burke to Vecchio, across to Spinelli. Spinelli gives way to a poke check from Devin Noss, recovering for the Panthers and leading the counterattack. Noss with a hard carom, rings the puck behind the cage to the near corner. Blowing a tire was John Lukac. Recovering and holding the zone, Henderson with a backhand, which was steered wide by Snellenberg. Joining the play was Noss, taking a hard hit from Vecchio right in front of the Delaware bench. Puck thrown in from the corner by Ferrand. Tipped aside by Snellenberg, who's had to work mighty hard these past few minutes. He's faced a salvo of Pitt shots, and he's had all the answers. 17 for 17 between the pipes so far tonight. Hens giving up no fewer than 2 odd man rushes in the last 6 minutes. They've got to tighten down on their back check. And minimize A-grade chances from the Panthers. Snellenberg can't do it all by his lonesome, although so far tonight, he most certainly has. 4 and change to go in the first. Diaz gives the puck away to Peluso. Chipped off the near glass, but not out. Forechecking pressure applied by Tracy. Lunging, Coppola covers up. And plays halted with 3:52 to go in the first. So the first concerted Delaware attack for a few minutes. Unable to break the 0-0 deadlock. And the face-off will come to the right of Sam Coppola. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Again, shots favoring Pitt 17-8. As this puck is tied up in front of the Panthers bench, thrown in deep by Lowe. Gott sandwiched by a pair of Panther defenders, had support. Andrew Lowe sweeping in. Tried to center the puck, nobody home. Weeks with a drive from distance, held on to by Coppola. Face off in the far circle once again. With 3:28 to go in the first period. Panthers getting some fresh legs on the DeBolt line. Staying on for the Blue Hens, Gott and Lowe at his wings. Andrew Lowe with a goal and an assist. In last night's 6-3 win for the Hens, Liam Gott had himself an apple as well. Noss could not clear. Weeks taking aim. Shot tipped away by Coppola. Low follow-up chance high in the slot. Was denied as that shot was blocked. High stick on the puck will bring play to a halt, and it's rolled against the Panthers, who are also unable to change players as a result of that violation. Now with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the first period. The Hens will take the advantage and get their big guns on. Vecchio, Moore, and Conklin. The top line on the chart tonight. And Austin Vecchio works the puck ahead to Panapresso. Picked up by Moore as the Hens gain the zone. Moore circling, centering, Vecchio, shot, score! Austin Vecchio opens the bill with 2:40 to go. And the Hens strike first. Here it comes again. On the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay, Austin Vecchio potting his 12th of the year. And giving Delaware the early advantage. Oh, Delaware goal! His 12th of the season. Scored by number 22, Austin Vecchio. Assisted by number 9, Mason Moore. And number 7, Finn Boyd. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 20 seconds in the first period. Vecchio's 12th from Moore and Boyd at 17:20. And the Hens come flying right back. Warner protecting the point. Puck swatted in toward the cage. It appeared to be in Fang, or indeed it was, as we get confirmation. We were looking at him head on there momentarily. And now some fresh Delaware skaters on. With a neutral zone draw coming up as the Panthers' counterattack was ruled offside by linesperson Colby Sakuma. $1:49 to go here in the first. As Diaz and Schaefer meet right in front of us. Bajsadecki in a 1-on-2 managed to get a shot away, but it was intercepted by Rotolo. Recovered behind the cage by Tracy. Rotolo counters, and he leaves the puck to Tomac, who's unable to clear. Now to the final 83 seconds of the first period. Sawyer Smith finds Tomac up the left wing boards. Warner keeping the pressure on him, keeping him pinned to the wall. Taking aim off the centering pass was Sawecki, but he skies the puck over the crossbar. 65 remaining in the period. And the Hens pull back in their own end.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
We've reached the final minute of play. Leighton by Sadecki. All by his lonesome stick handling as his fellow Blue Hens change up. He tried to walk the puck in close, but it was taken away by Noss. Long clear into the hands of Berg inside the Delaware line. Advanced to DeBolt, gaining center before the dump in. Boyd and Noss converge in the near corner, and Boyd stood up. Noss here, a drive from Gott as he gets tied up in low slot traffic. Henderson can't carry him the puck clear, but Pezos sends it back to center where Berg recovers. Weeks with a long shot. Astride the center line, it goes into the near corner of the pit end, well off net, where Henderson plays it back to the far side, and Colby Bilski. Bilski unable to escape his zone. He sends the puck behind the cage around to the near corner where Pezo and Lowe converge. Weeks holding the left point, takes aim from distance, and the first period has reached its conclusion. The score at the end of one period, Delaware Blue Hens 1, Pitt Panthers 0. Back after the first intermission.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. 1-0 Delaware through 20 minutes. And it was Austin Vecchio with his 12th goal of the season to put Delaware on top. Vecchio off the feed from Mason Moore went top shelf on Sam Coppola to provide the only scoring this game has seen. One tally on 13 Delaware shots. And Jacob Snellenberg, the mastermind between the pipes for the Blue Hens, denying all 18 Pitt chances on goal. And here we go for second period play. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications broadcast box. Delaware moving right to left in their tan sweaters. Pitt in white, blue, and gold moving left to right. Here as the second commences. Rotolo and Rip play, keep away long shot from Brady Rotolo. Ricochets off the backboards, missing the far post by a couple feet. And Weeks recovers the rebound for the Blue Hens. He tries to float it ahead to Tracy, who couldn't slam it clear. Josh Rip crossing to the left point, backhands it in deep to Eddie Pezzo. Pezzo couldn't cycle to Bilski. Getting a stick on the puck was Weeks. The shot from Pezzo in search of his 13th goal of the year. Karam's off the corner boards and all the way back behind the Pitt goal, where Tommy Tracy throws a shoulder on Noss, but the Panthers work back up ice. The 18 of Drake Tomac, as many times as we've wanted to say J.C. Bell tonight, not the case, as he's long since graduated from this Panthers squad. Here a chance from Sawecki, stonewalled by Snellenberg. So 3 rapid-fire Panther shots, all going the way of Jacob Snellenberg, who's now saved 21. Vecchio on the high slot, stripped to the puck by Sawecki into a 1-on-3. Sawecki is angled to the far corner by Keller. He turns it over, and now Cade Coughlin marches back up ice for the Hens, and he finds himself out number 2, dropped off to Vecchio. Vecchio fanned on the puck. He was marked by Tomac, and this is cleared back to Ferrand by Schaefer. Ferrand with the dump in. Puck ends up in the far corner of the Pitt zone, where John Lukac unable to muster any momentum, and Snellenberg lunges on the puck to cover with just under 2 minutes behind us in second period play in this 1-0 contest. Blue Hens with the advantage, and we've got a scoring update on the Delaware goal. 17-20 in the first. Luke Panapresso getting credit for the secondary assist, not Finn Boyd. So we'll look at those particulars again. Vecchio from Moore and Panapresso at 17-20. The only goal this game has seen. Burke and DeBolt battle Bilski for the puck in the far corner of the Delaware end, and the Hens trying to generate a 2-on-2. Give way to a Peluso poke check, and the entry ends up being ruled back offside with 17:47 to go here in this middle frame. Far side face-off, DeBolt and Keeling. Keeling wins the draw for the Panthers. Rotolo failed to clear. Holding the zone was low. Centering pass from DeBolt did not find Gott. Puck squeaks back into the Delaware zone. Snellenberg well out of the puck, or well out of the crease, I should say, shovels the puck beyond the reach of Ferrand. DeBolt drops it off, and now Panapresso near side. Works it forward to DeBolt, gaining the Pitt line, but he's stood up at the top of the near circle by Sawyer Smith. DeBolt and Smith tangled up. DeBolt's stick was chicken winged there momentarily by Smith. They separate, and the Hens will filter some fresh legs on. Smith leaves the puck across to Rotolo, gaining center, circling in Fanger and Gott before shoveling the puck in behind the net. It was turned back by Weeks the other direction. 3:15 behind us in second period play. Delaware with a 1-0 lead thanks to Austin Vecchio's late period heroics. The Quebecois, Louis Ruel, pressed at center by Henderson, shovels the puck into the far corner. We need to find a new verb. Infanger could not maintain the Hens' momentum. Ruel knocked off his feet, and Weeks is back in his own zone to recover. Ruel collapsing in a heap near side. Puck battle just inside the Delaware blue line. Chipping away at it, Ruel back on his feet. Could not clear. Holding the point was Devin Noss. Noss failed to find Sarakowski between the train tracks. And now Ruel back to center off the feed from Weeks. Stripped of the vulcanized rubber by Sarakowski. A dump and change for the Panthers. We'll get some fresh legs on all round with just over 4 minutes elapsed in the second period of this 1-0 contest. Tomac couldn't cleanly find Schaefer. Here a shot from Henderson stepping up. Was directed away by Snellenberg for his 22nd save of the night. Bajsadecki was pickpocketed at the Pitt blue line by Sawecki. Henderson across to Sawecki. Pass was off its line. Warner marches back up ice, and he too is trapped at the Pitt blue line by Luke Henderson. Giveaway from Tomac. Brady Burke stepped up to center. Rather, that was Cody Diaz stepping up to center. I tell you, those sleeve numbers, impossible to read on the Delaware sweaters. Bobko gave way to Boyd. Moore drop pass to Boyd after gaining the zone up the left wing boards for Delaware. Centering feed, Bajsadecki caught unaware. Puck on the stick of Paizo, and this will be swept forward by Bilski, who skates into a 2-on-3 for the Panthers. Bilski backhand shot under pressure from Burke was off its mark. Race for the path of the puck the other way. Off that long clear goes the Hens' way. Cade Coughlin hustling to negate the icing. Here's Burke with a drive from the right point, intercepted. Rip. And the Panthers coming in numbers. Drop pass to Bilski. Shot held by Snellenberg. 14:09 to go in the second period. Snellenberg now up to 25 saves as we see the most recent of them. Josh Rip with a drop pass to Colby Bilski, who had clear sailing from 35 feet out. But Snellenberg again with the final say. .1409 remaining in this middle frame. Delaware up 1-0 over Pitt, but outshot 25-14 through the first 26 minutes of this game. Coughlin off the takeaway from Andrew Lowe. Couldn't generate a shot lane. Taking the puck away, Rotolo sends it clear. It's now corralled by Nolan O'Toole. Lowe shoulders him off the puck round about the Delaware blue line, but the Panthers persevere and try to set up in the attacking zone. Good pressure from Berg, taking the puck away from Keeling. Noss back in. This will be called offside by Bryce Lindsay. 13:24 remaining in the second period. In modern media is everyone shouting for attention, but no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. For the 411 on the 412, head to 412communications.com. Video streaming solutions, copy editing, writing, web design, social media, you name it. The 4-1-2 can elevate your presentation, whatever connection you're looking to create with the people you serve. $12:50 to go in the second period. Stretch pass hits Spinelli at center, but he couldn't control the puck. Noss took it away. Hens again recovered. Jack Keller fails to clear off the near glass. This directed in by Sarakowski, covered by Snellenberg, and a gathering of college-age boys ensues in the vicinity of the Delaware goal. $12:34 remaining in the second. And we're going to hear from Ian DeLong. Looks like we're going to get a couple from each side. Everybody roughing, and we're going to be 5-on-5. Here with officially 12:35. To go in the second period. Again, staying 5 aside. And particulars forthcoming. We've got Warner and Keller on the Delaware side of the penalty box. And we owe you numbers on the Pitt side yet. We'll get those particulars to you as soon as possible. Now the face-off comes to the right of Coppola. After the Hens march back up ice. Pitt penalties assessed to number 9, Ty Sarakowski, and number 28, Jason Kavalik. Delaware penalties assessed to number 2, Ryan Warner, and number 5, Jack Keller. 2 minutes each for roughing. Time of the penalties, 7:25 in the second period. Sarakowski, Kavalik, Warner, Keller. All 4 guys, 2 minutes for roughing at 7:25. And the penalty box is going to get a little bit more crowded. Bajsadecki off for a trip. With 11:24 remaining. And back to the PK. Go the Blue Hens, clinging to a tenuous 1-0 lead. And Jacob Snellenberg shouldering the heaviest load with 26 saves on 26 shots. So Bajsadecki joining Keller and Warner. Getting a bit of a clarification from Ian DeLong. We're good to go. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 36 seconds of the second period. Bajsadecki, 2 for tripping at 8:36. Bilski couldn't walk in from the half wall. Hens pounce and clear. with Warner and Keller still sitting idly by. They'll have to wait for the next 15 seconds and a stoppage before they can come on. And Coughlin just now denied by Sam Coppola, and the two collided. We'll see this again here on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. Coughlin taking aim, Coppola standing his ground and keeping the Delaware lead just a single goal. Pitt control the puck off the D-zone face-off win. This is Schaefer accelerating up the left dots. Schaefer all the way, wraps around, but he's steered to the corner on his way back up the near side by Weeks. Schaefer around the perimeter gets the puck back from Sawecki. This is left to Bilski. Rip. Bilski back to Rip. Walking the line. He kicks it back to the point, and Schaefer. Here's a Pezzo shot from 35, blocked in net front traffic. Weeks and Sawecki contest the rebound. It goes the way of the Panthers. Bilski again. Feeds it to Schaefer walking the line. Here's Rip. In close. Couldn't jam the puck past Snellenberg. Standing tall for save 27, and the Hens take some heat out of a hot kitchen just past halfway in the second period. Delaware with a 1-0 lead in front of a healthy Military Appreciation Night crowd. Louis Ruel putting the pressure on Noss. Back toward the pit line. 10 seconds to go on the Bajsadecki penalty. Here's Henderson on the re-entry for the Panthers, dropping the puck off to Pezzo. Or rather, it was Quinton Schaefer working in front of his own bench. Now Keeling. Back to Henderson at the point, thrown in from distance. This goes over the glass and out of play, and everybody's out. 9:14 remaining in the second. Here in this 1-0 contest. Hens have only managed one shot on goal. Here in the second period. Henderson holding the line. Spinelli turned up the pressure on him. And the long clear from Warner in the far corner was tipped by Henderson from inside the blue line, so no icing for the Hens to contend with. Devin Noss gave way to Infanger, holding the zone and working in low, but he's kept pinned to the wall. Keller floats the puck from the point into the corner board's far side. Vecchio's on with Spinelli now. But the puck is taken away from the first-year Blue Hen by Nate McNamara and worked back over the line. Kavalik's going to go for that hit. My, oh my, oh my. Cross-checking the call with 8:31 to go in this second period. Back to the Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play. Go the Blue Hens. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities at desportsmed.com. Pitt penalty assessed to number 28, Jason Kavalik. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 29 seconds in the second period. Kavalik 2 for cross-checking at 11:29. Weeks one-timer blocked in traffic. Peluso swarmed him. Bajsadecki floats this back to the point and Berg. Back to Bajsadecki it comes. Across to Weeks. Diaz looming net front, trying to redirect along Thomas Weeks' shot past Coppola, but to no avail. Weeks holds. Vecchio to Diaz. Back to Vecchio it comes. Cross-lot feed. Bajsadecki opens fire. Here's Diaz with a wide shot off the rebound. So the Hens with good puck movement high in the zone. crossing the Royal Road a few times and keeping Coppola on his heels. Half the penalty is expired. Vecchio found a second goal. Austin Vecchio lights the lamp on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and the Hens have doubled up the Panthers. And here it comes again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Austin Vecchio stepping up from the Danny Berg feed with 7:25 to go in the second period. We think it was Danny Berg with the feed. We'll confirm with the replay officials. For the assists, it was Berg with the primary indeed. And we await the further particulars. From downstairs. We've got them. Here we go. Delaware power play goal. His 13th of the season. And second of the game, scored by number 22, Austin Vecchio. Assisted by number 3, Daniel Berg, and number 37, Cody Diaz. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 35 seconds in the second period. Vecchio's 13th second of the game from Berg and Diaz at 12:35. So Snellenberg and Vecchio stamping themselves as the standouts as we approach the 14-minute mark of the second period tonight at Fred Rust Arena. Delaware have won all 3 meetings with Pitt so far this season, and they're working ever closer to making it 4 for 4. Puck out of play into the Delaware bench off a Panther stick. The face-off will come to the left of Sam Coppola with 5:51 remaining here in the second. Hard shot from Bajsadecki off the back glass. Tracy to Weeks. Touch pass Bajsadecki off the Diaz feed. Unable to get past Coppola this time. Draw migrates near side with 5:39 to go in the second. Diaz joined in the circle by Kavalik. Kavalik wins the draw. Here come the Panthers on the offensive, but Sarakowski was unable to connect with McNamara on the cross-ice pass. The Hens intercept and reset. Centering feed to Tommy Tracy, tipped up in the atmosphere, brought down by Kavalik. Kavalik lost his stick at center. The other 28, Tracy, trying to recover, but unable. Now the Hens walk back into the pit zone. Tracy to Bajsadecki. But Kavalik recovered. On the other end, a hard shot from John Lukac was wide of Snellenberg's office. Blue Hens clear from deep in their end. Smith could not find Kavalik. Trailing the play, Rotolo offers good support. Diaz recovers. He finds Bajsadecki up the near boards, one-on-one. Bajsadecki's spinorama dishes the puck to Tracy. Played off his backhand toward Keller, but that pass high was intercepted by Lukac. finding himself surrounded by Blue Hens as he traverses neutral ice. Here's a one-on-one. Vecchio looking for the Hattie. Now he's got support. Warner, drop pass. Here's Warner fanning on the one-timer. Off the net front feed from Cody Diaz. Warner again. Pushed by Rip to the far wall. We're down to the final 4:05 of the second period. Delaware with a 2-0 lead over Pitt. Long shot from Coughlin, stopped by Coppola. This is Coughlin again. Rips backhand at the half wall, gets the puck up ice. Ferran backhand shot in a 1-on-2 was high and wide. Keller, pressured by Pezzo, had support from Boyd, and Boyd advanced through neutral ice at the drop pass to Vecchio, bothered by Rip. Recovering the puck is Noss for the Panthers, and now Bilski pushes this into a 2-on-4 as he's slowed up by Coughlin at the Delaware blue line. 200 to go in the second. Hens coming in numbers. Boyd just onside for the Coughlin zone entry, but Eddie Pezzo swarming the Albertan. Stripped the puck, and this is knocked free by Bilski. Bilski 1-on-2. He got past Boyd. He couldn't get past Burke, and Snellenberg came up with a key save to keep this game 2-0. Low the other direction. Burke put on the brakes, but the Pitt back check was able to catch up to that tandem of Blue Hen attackers. Sawecki tried to center after crashing hard into the Delaware zone, but there was plenty of traffic in front of Snellenberg to break up that opportunity. Got 1-on-2 the other way, lunging to maintain control of the puck, lost his footing. He was pressured by Bobko and Peluso upon the entry. Burke could not hold the point. Airborne puck gloved down and neutral ice by Anthony Sawecki of the Panthers. 2:17 to go. Sawecki ran out of space before the Hens could counter. Bobko gets the puck past Gott. Sawecki clears, but Tomac couldn't maintain the Panthers' momentum. They'll try again. Peluso lofts the puck across the neutral zone, beyond the reach of Sawecki, and this was turned back the other way by Danny Berg. No icing. This is linesperson Colby Sakuma as we work to the final 100 of the second. Louis Mathieu Ruel bodied off the puck as he tried to shoot from the low slot. Infanger protecting now, but he's hassled by Kavalik. Barely holding the point was Berg, but he gave it away. Sarakowski using Kavalik as a screen, gets bodied down trying to feed the puck to Kavalik. Now they're at the center of a two-a-side scrum, which sees the Hens emerge with the puck, and Louis Ruel lofts it clear. This will come back and icing with 1 minute and 14 seconds to go in the second period. Delaware leading Pitt 2-0. And the face-off will come to the left of Jacob Snellenberg, who has stopped all 31 pieces of vulcanized rubber sent his way by the Panthers. Pezzo Rip Bilski on now. Hens unable to change off the icing infraction. Again, 74 seconds to go in the second period. Rip and Infanger. Initially lined up for the draw. No change situation. So the offending center is not removed from the circle, but issued a caution. A second violation would result in a delay of game penalty. Again, that rule applies in defensive zone, no change faceoffs, as astutely noted by Colby Sakuma. Henderson could not connect with Pezzo out of the Pitt zone. This is thrown back the other way by Ryan Warner. Here's Warner again, off the feed from Diaz. Winding up Keller, sails the puck off the far boards And this goes untouched from deep in the Delaware end the rest of the way. Half a minute to go. Icing against the Blue Hens. Yielding yet another attacking zone draw for the Panthers, who have shots on Jacob Snellenberg. But the graduate student out of Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, has had all the answers to keep the Panthers scoreless. Pezzo trying to change it. Shot blocked net front. Looked like Snellenberg did get some of that. And the Hens cleared. Henderson couldn't control the puck. Bajsadecki protects for the Hens off the carom. It's tied up in the far corner. Keller, last second shot in traffic. No, time runs out for the second period. The score at the end of 2 periods. Delaware Blue Hens 2, Pitt Panthers 0. We'll be back after the second intermission, and there will be more to come.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Back in Fred Rust Arena, 2-0 through 40 minutes of hockey. And wouldn't you know it, it was Austin Vecchio again to light the lamp for Delaware in the second period, striking on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play with 7:25 to go in the second period. So Vecchio was his 12th and 13th goals of the season here tonight as we get ready for third period play. And after the dust-up at the end of the second period, Tommy Tracy, Leighton Bajsadecki, Devin Noss, and Luke Henderson. Two players from each side were sent off for unsporting conduct. We're going to stay 5-on-5 to kick off third period action. But the four aforementioned players will end up spectators through the first 2 minutes of this third period. Sawyer Smith with the long clear batted down by Warner. Warner pursued by Pezo, skips the puck behind the cage, off the backboards to Jack Keller. This is tipped toward the Pitt blue line by Lowe. It took an awkward bounce off a stanchion in the glass, and recovering was Sawecki. Matt Bobko gains center before floating the puck into the corner boards of the Delaware end. Keller recovers. He's stripped of the puck. A shot from the slot off the stick of Schaefer from the Tomac setup was denied by Snellenberg for save number 34. And it's clear back to center. Bobko recovers, but he couldn't stutter step his way past Vecchio and company at the Hens blue line. Quentin Schaefer back in. Shot was blocked right at the release by Vecchio, who's in pain as he heads back to the bench. 2-on-1 the other way. More, no! Coppola stood him up. Ruel recovers under Rotolo pressure at center. And the Panthers will work out of their zone, led up the near side by Nolan O'Toole. O'Toole into a 1-on-4, tried to chip the puck past Berg. He got a shot away. Follow up off the save from Snellenberg by Andreas Ferrand was off its mark. So Snelly's got 35 tally marks in the save column so far tonight. Brady Rotolo couldn't hold the point. Moore took the puck away from him, but failed to advance it cleanly to Louis Ruel, who was drawn into a delayed offside. 2 minutes behind us in the third period of a 2-0 hockey game. Hens changing, Ferrand back in, up the left wing boards to gain the Delaware line. Tried to shovel the puck into the slot, but Lukac was out of position. Sarakowski with a takeaway, long shot. Snellenberg pops the puck forward in the zone. It ends up in Delaware control. Next whistle, Tracy Bajsadecki, Noss and Henderson will be released back to their benches. Brady Burke off the feed from Diaz. Sends the puck up ice, and this will come back and icing. 17-16 to go in regulation. And the Panthers opt for the far circle draw. Is spotted by linesperson Colby Sakuma, native of St. Louis, Missouri. A welcome addition to the local pool of officials. Relocating to the Mid-Atlantic last season. Line to the North American League. Also works NCAA Division III hockey. And a capable referee just the same, but an impeccably precise linesperson. 2-on-2 for the Panthers. Rip up the right side. Pinches past the Delaware defender. He tried to jam the puck in on Snellenberg after circling Panapresso. Here a breakaway from Gott. Denied by Coppola. So rapid fire end-to-end chances. Rip denied, and then Gott stood up at the other end. We stay 2-0 as a result. Warner gloves the puck down. A drive gathered in by Coppola, who holds for the pause and play. 16-13 to go. Off that hard rocket of a shot from Ryan Warner. Sam Coppola with the last word this time. But his Pitt Panthers still trail the Blue Hens by a couple. We've hit the 4-minute mark of the third period. And an icing will set up another attacking zone face-off for the boys in tan. Blue Hens on the attack, left to right. In their military appreciation night tan sweaters, Pitt, clad in white this evening, moving right to left. Leighton Bajsadecki working the perimeter of the zone. Dishes the puck to Keller, who had a goal and an assist last night. Diaz was bodied by Rotolo into the Pitt net. Now play moving the other way, 2-on-1. And the centering pass from Sawecki was beyond the reach of Tomac, and the John Poling whistle sounds as the Hens touch up. Warner's going to come off for a slash with 4.5 minutes having elapsed. Here in the third period. So Warner heads off. And the turkey's on the table for the Panthers, as Mike Lang would say. And this penalty kill could be brought to you by, well, wouldn't you know it, you. Sponsorship opportunities are available here on the Delaware Hockey Network for the 2026-27 season. To learn more, email MJR at 412communications.com. "16 seconds in. The Panthers dash the shutout hopes of Jacob Snellenberg. It was Eddie Pezzo with the net front put away. On the Panthers' 38th shot of the game. To cut the Delaware lead in half. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 2, Ryan Warner, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 30 seconds in the third period. Warner 2 for slashing at 4:30. Pitt power play goal, 13th of the season, scored by number 6, Eddie Pezzo. Assisted by number 11, Josh Ripp, and number 12, Colby Bilski. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 46 seconds of the third period. Pezzo's 13th from Ripp and Bilski at 4:46, a power play goal. $14:27 remaining. Here this night at Fred Rust Arena. Attacking zone draw for the Hens, coming to the left of Samuel Coppola. Pitt controlled, but O'Toole took a check trying to break free and turned the puck over. Bobko lost his footing behind the cage. This was fed by Peluso. Across ice to Sarakowski. And a rocket from Jason Kavalik has evened the score for the Panthers. In a span of but 72 seconds. The Delaware lead has disappeared. Pitt goal, second of the season, scored by number 28, Jason Kavalik. Assisted by number 9, Ty Sarakowski, and number 10, Nolan O'Toole. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 58 seconds in the third period. Kavalik's second from Sarakowski and O'Toole at 5:58. So a brand new hockey game awaits us. And a no-change situation for the Panthers. With the puck played out of action. Or was it an icing? Ian DeLong and John Poling getting on the same page. And looks like it was a puck out of play, but indirectly so. As such, Pitt will be able to exchange players here with 13:20 remaining. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com. While you're there, you can learn more about Dr. Bly's new membership program as well, helping you achieve peak performance with the aid of priority appointments, nutrition and exercise coaching, and associated services such as shockwave therapy, physiotherapy, and more. Again, you can learn about it all at desportsmed.com. High stick on the puck, played by a Blue Hen. And this face-off will come all the way down. Or so we thought. Looks instead like it was a hand pass with 12:42 to go. As the spotting of the face-off just above the Pitt blue line would indicate. Snellenberg's had to work hard, 38 saves on 40 shots through the first 47 and a half minutes of this contest. Diaz skips the puck up the far wall. It is floated by Bajsadecki near side to Brady Burke, who comes pile driving in. 1-on-2. Burke tried to stick handle through traffic. He was angled to the corner. Diaz floats this off the backboards from the point by the backhand of Alex Peluso. Gives the puck away to Tracy. Diaz working in low, tied up by Lukac. Ferrand to Bobko near side, 1-on-2. Shot on target. Snellenberg says no, sir. And the Hens recover with Tommy Tracy. Launching the puck clear. Bajsadecki had the red line before he tipped it the rest of the way into the Pitt zone. And the Hens change. No icing the other way. Winning the race to the puck was McNamara. This is left back to Rotolo at the near point. In low trying to center was Kavalik after scoring the game-tying goal, but he gave it away. Warner floated the puck high. In over the Pitt blue line, turned back the other way, and Sarakowski throws it from the right half wall into the near corner. Coughlin throws a body on McNamara in pursuit of the puck near corner. It's sent across the slot, and Keller launches this up the left wing boards. It was hit by a Blue Hen on the bench, and with 10:56 remaining in regulation, a defensive zone face-off. And a long stretch of ice standing between the Blue Hens and reclaiming the lead that they ultimately relinquished in a span of but 72 seconds. Hens work free. And Fanger, Spinelli, and Ruel on right now. Here a drive from Tomac. Working in toward the left corner. Snellenberg with the save there. Spinelli off the feed from Keller. Gain red before letting the puck go the rest of the way in. Infanger one-timer. Off the centering setup from Ruel. Didn't get great contact on the puck. And now Spinelli recovers for the Blue Hens in neutral ice, pressured by Tomac. He gives it away to Quentin Schaefer. Worked around to Henderson, and now up the middle, Tomac again, surrounded by Blue Hens. Lazy shot smothered by Snellenberg, who holds for the pause with 10:05 to go in this third period of a 2-2 deadlock from Fred Rust Arena. Face off to the left of Jacob Snellenberg, 41 for 43. Rip and DeBolt. Took the far circle draw. Peluso holding the line. Pezo's backhand. Finds the back of the frame of the cage. Bilski couldn't make anything happen in close, and Berg muscles the puck free. Advance to Lowe. Back to Berg it comes. The one-timer from Lowe net front off the Gott setup was off its intended mark. Berg pulls back to center, and he lofts the puck toward Gott, but it was batted down by a Rip about belt high. This is frozen by Snellenberg for a pause. .933. Remaining here in regulation. We're all tied up 2-2. Keeling and Diaz. The Wisconsinite wins the face-off, and Tommy Tracy throws the puck up the right wing boards. Bajsadecki saw his lane taken away by Sawyer Smith as they work deep into the pit zone together. Rotolo stretch pass to nobody. It was tipped, so there was no icing. Boyd out-hustled Ferrand. Back behind the Delaware goal to recover. 9 minutes to go in this 2-2 tie from Fred Rust Arena. Hens dump and change. Brady Rotolo stood up just above the blue line. He's tied up by Tracy, who lost his stick in the tie-up. Meanwhile, down at the Delaware zone, a backhand from Kavalik in search of the go-ahead goal was high and wide. This shot from Noss was off its line. Pushing the puck free, Bajsadecki back to center. Burke lets this go from blue line to blue line. He heads off for a change. Coughlin with the takeaway. Off the stick of Henderson. Net front set up. Moore unable to redirect the puck past Coppola. This comes back to Warner just inside the line. Shot deflected over the crossbar. This is worked around to Keller. Off the setup from Moore. Vecchio looming net front. Good to see him back in action, but he couldn't pot the hat trick sealer. Panthers clear and change. 7:40 to go. Panthers 2, Blue Hens 2. A two-a-side battle for the puck, developing over the left shoulder of Sam Coppola, who stopped 26 of 28 shots that he's seen so far, as our shot counter is made current. Snellenberg saved 44 of 46, and this is tipped into the Delaware bench. And a confrontation for the puck between Bobko and Vecchio. .7:10 remaining. Face-off stays inside the Delaware zone, as Vecchio was ruled the one who knocked the puck out of play. Josh Rip could not win the face-off in the far dot. This is cleared. Rip recovers. Bilski steers this back to Peluso at the point, but he couldn't get stick on puck. The race on for it all the way behind the pit goal. Coppola steers the puck up the near side. DeBolt tries to pinch it in from the point. Bobko and Spinelli converge in the far corner. 6.5 minutes to go. Delaware 2, Pitt 2. In their fourth and final regular season meeting here in 2025-26. The Hens have won the first three. Bilski out hustles two defenders. Berg knocks him down, and he collides with Snellenberg, and the net is knocked off its moorings. 6:18 remaining. And this face-off's going to stay inside. As Delaware's Danny Berg was ruled the initiator of the chain reaction. Hens win the D-zone draw, and here they come. Lowe caught up to at the blue line by Lukac, forcing the turnover. Panapresso recovers as Keeling couldn't chase the puck down up the near wall. Final 6 in regulation. Hens 2, Panthers 2. Brady Rotolo, bodied by Gott, off the puck. Diaz couldn't reach for it. He was stood up in the slot, drawing the penalty. Snellenberg makes a break for the bench. Extra attacker is on. And we'll hear from Johnny Poling here with 5 minutes and 39 seconds to go. Is it just going to be Pitt, or will there be matching minors? Lowe's going to head off too. Coincidental minors with 5:39 to go. The Hens do maintain an attacking zone faceoff as we commence 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Pitt penalty assessed to number 14, John Lukac. 2 minutes for hooking. Delaware penalty assessed to number 17, Andrew Lowe. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalties, 14 minutes, 21 seconds in the third period. Lukac 2 for hooking, Lowe 2 for tripping. Both at 14:21 in the third period. Rip versus Keller and Diaz. Now has support from Henderson as he works the perimeter of the Delaware zone. He drops the puck off to Noss. Henderson holding the left point, throws it in from distance, sticked away by Snellenberg. Now 5 minutes to go in regulation as Snelly records save number 46 on 48 total Panther shots. Bajsadecki tried to stick handle in past Luke Henderson, but got slowed up in the corner. Rip recovers the puck, and he leaves this across ice to Noss. Noss over center. Confronted by Warner, who heads off for a change. And the Panthers will reset in their end. Moore with the forechecking, pressure on Schaefer. One of the 3 goal scorers for the Panthers last night. Paizo with a goal both nights. He and Kavalik, the only 2 to beat Jacob Snellenberg here on Saturday. Inside the final 4:12, Danny Berg. Steered behind the cage by Peluso. Maintains control of the puck as he circles the perimeter of the zone. Moore shot was high and wide. Weeks of the far corner, backhands the puck beyond the reach of Bobko. Here's Mason Moore with it again. 3:48 to go. 5 seconds left of the 4-on-4. Vecchio looking to add to his 2 goals, drops the puck off to Burke, net front tip. from Mason Moore was wide as he was checked by Bobko mid-shot in the low slot. We're back 5-on-5. Puck battle developing in the far corner boards in the pit zone, and the Hens protect. This was steered behind the net to Andrew Lowe. Lowe bodied off the biscuit by Peluso. This worked to Lukac and barely cleared. Holding the line for Delaware was Liam Gott off his backhand. Inside the final 3:06. Sarakowski dumps the puck into the Delaware end. It is cleared back up the near wall by Lowe. Kavalik back the other direction. Couldn't get past the Delaware blue line, and now chance to bolt. Drives the puck between the Blues, where Rotolo recovers just inside his stripe for the Panthers. Kavalik, long, high fly puck. Off the corner boards, corralled by Panapresso. 2.5 to go in regulation. Delaware 2, Pitt 2. Hens high flying early thanks to Austin Vecchio. But the Panthers, with Eddie Pezzo and Jason Kavalik, erased the Delaware advantage in a span of but 72 seconds early in the third period. And the Hens will get a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. As Ian DeLong signals a trip. On the Panthers, Brady Rotolo. DESportsmed.com, the place to go to learn about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. Brady Rotolo off for tripping. Man advantage starts right now for the Blue Hens. Pit penalty was assessed on a 19. Brady Rotolo, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 50 seconds in the third period. Rotolo, 2 for tripping at 17:50. Berg off the skip pass from Vecchio, threw the puck into a congested slot. It comes back to Danny Berg at the point. Vecchio, hounded by Sarakowski. Looking for a lane. Dishes it off to Bajsadecki behind the cage. Bajsadecki brings it up to the half wall, and now to the top of the slot. One-timer from Weeks, a drive. Stick by Coppola over the glass and out of play with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go. 1:17 left on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Fresh attackers on for the Blue Hens. Cade Coughlin in for the draw. Across from Kavalik. Keller gave it away. This is cleared by Smith. And Tracy recovers. Well in his own zone. We're down to the final 70. Stretch pass up the middle beyond Moore's reach, and this will come back an icing. Minute and 5 to go by our tally. And the shorthanded Panthers will opt for an attacking zone face-off in the far circle. Timeout coming up, and we're going to take ours too here on the Delaware Hockey Network.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from
Minute 5 to go in this 2-2 deadlock. And off the icing, Delaware taking their timeout to get a change for the home stretch of this ACCHL rivalry matchup. Berg up the middle, found Vecchio. Puck covered by Coppola. And the Hens do gain an attacking zone face-off with 46 seconds remaining. Coppola with his 30th save of the night. Both benches shortened considerably. Diaz won the draw, now Berg. Leaves it to Bajsadecki, and off the backboards, Austin Vecchio. The catalyst for Delaware's offensive productivity tonight with season's goals 12 and 13. The pass back to Berg was knocked into the neutral zone by Schaefer. Hens tag up. Hard slapper from Sawyer Smith. Sails the puck all the way down ice. 5 seconds left on the Rotolo penalty. 13 seconds left in regulation. Vecchio to Diaz. Panthers full strength. Final 5. In regulation, puck is tied up in the near corner of the pit zone, and friends, we're headed to overtime. The score at the end of regulation: Pitt Panthers 2, Delaware Blue Hens 2. Third period shots on goal. Pitt 15 for a regulation total of 48. Delaware 11 for a regulation total of 32. We now move to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden victory overtime. And teams will change ends for the overtime period. The curse of Tepsakuma lives on, and we're going to take a brief intermission before we come back to determine who wins round 4 of Pitt and Delaware. You're watching the Delaware Hockey Network, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Here we go, here we go. Overtime has begun, with Delaware winning the initial draw. Warner, Tracy, and Lowe. The trio on for the Blue Hens. Peluso, Bilski, and Rip starting things off for the Panthers. Peluso heads a 2-on-1 out of his own zone. But the pass across to Rip was bothered by Warner. That gave the Hens an opportunity to reset defensively. Here a shot from Rip. Bounces off the kick plate behind Snellenberg. And an airborne puck was gloved down by Ryan Warner. 2-on-2 the other way. Warner tries to snipe one past Coppola, who flashes the leather for the pause. 44 seconds gone in the extra period. Face-off coming to the right of the Pitt netminder, who just logged his 31st save of the evening. Diaz and Schaefer. So the near circle face-off, and the Hens control. Berg drops it back to Bajsadecki. Back to Berg it comes. Pezo offers the forechecking threat for the Panthers with a minute complete in the overtime period. Bajsadecki up the middle. Barely onside for the entry. Diaz tried to find Berg back door, but he didn't have the lane for the shot. Berg came back to the top of the slot to open fire on Coppola, who made the save, and Diaz wasn't in position to field the rebound chance in the near side. 3.5 to go. Diaz back to Bajsadecki after being pushed back into the neutral zone. Bajsadecki with a high, long, wide shot. The caromed off the corner glass, but back into Delaware control. Long stretch pass from Coughlin, who's fresh on. Fielded by Bajsadecki, but he couldn't make anything happen as his momentum carried him outside the house. Here's Weeks. Back to Coughlin, pressured by Henderson at the point. Hens have done well to protect and move the puck through the first 2 minutes and 7 seconds of overtime. Coughlin shot, no, Coppola has it. And we'll see this again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Coughlin lined up a hard wrister from 25 feet. But Pitt netminder Sam Coppola again up with the stop. Here's Bilski the other way. He puts on the brakes after lacking space in a one-on-one. Trying to seal it for the Panthers was Devin Noss, but his shot was blocked in net front traffic. Puck is tied up over Snellenberg's right shoulder. Rip and Vecchio battling with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Josh Rip looking for a path to the cage. Vecchio bodies him to the backboards. Bilski sweeps in to protect the puck. He leaves it to Noss at the right point. Noss working high in the zone, 2 to go in overtime after Elvis made an early exit last night. The Panthers have come back to make it interesting here in the second half of this weekend series. Puck tied up over Snellenberg's left shoulder, extracted by Bilski. Hustling to the far corner, Coughlin bats it out of Bilski's reach. Holding the point is Schaefer. He couldn't control the puck and maintain the zone, so he brings it back inside his own blue line, and both sides will change up. In comes Quentin Schaefer, pickpocketed at the top of the near circle. Pezo couldn't maintain after the Vecchio takeaway. Here Pezo wins it for the Panthers. Eddie Pezo with his 14th of the year and the overtime game winner, giving Pitt a weekend split over the Blue Hens. Here it comes again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Pezo from Schaefer to cap the overtime win for the University of Pittsburgh. Pitt goal is 14th of the season and second of the game, scored by number 6, Eddie Pezo. Assisted by number 8, Quentin Schaefer. Time of the overtime game-winning goal, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Pezos 14th, second of the game. From Schaefer at 3:47. Tonight's final score: Pitt 3, Delaware 2. Fans, it's time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. Tonight's third star, with 47 saves for the Blue Hens, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. Tonight's number 2 star with both Delaware goals, number 22, Austin Vecchio. And the number 1 star of the game, with 2 goals for Pitt, including the overtime game winner, number 6, Eddie Pezo. And that will do it for the first half of our Saturday doubleheader. DHN radio coverage of the Delaware Men's Division III Blue Hens coming up as they take on Sacred Heart. Game time round about 8:45 p.m. We'll see you in 25 minutes as we fire up the DHN radio feed. Hens and Pioneers coming up next here on the Delaware Hockey Network, a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. For the whole crew, for videographer Lena Murto, James Witherite signing off. Again, the final score, Pitt 3, Delaware 2.